Yeah, it was a good win for our football team. It was a hard-fought game. It was a tough win, typical of many games as they're played in the GLIAC. Our kids had to come out and battle. We had to try to figure out and find some ways to win, and we did it. We were very good on the defensive side of the ball. We had some good plays on special teams, and we did just enough on the offensive side of the ball to come out with a win. Our special teams coordinator, Brian Thomas, I think he does an outstanding job of identifying ways to attack teams from a standpoint of blocks and punts, and a big part of it is effort. And and our kids believe in the systems that he's talking about, believe in what we're putting into place, and they're going out and they're blocking hard and they're executing, and that's why our special teams have been so good. We're taking advantage of little things from that standpoint. Again, we thought the defensive line did a great job. They were able to get penetration. We made a few adjustments in the game based upon some of the things that we saw from them, which I think gave us some advantages. I thought Cody Goldsworthy had a very good game. I thought our interior defensive linemen, were very productive. Garrett Ross had a big sack. I thought we were very active up front with the defensive line. Tyler Jackman as a linebacker had a very good game, and then when it came down to third downs, for the most part, I thought our coverage was very solid. No doubt, we haven't, for whatever reason, we haven't come up with many turnovers this season, and it's always a big thing when you can get takeaways from your opponent and shorten the field potentially, or in this case, get a couple of takeaways to solidify a lead and finish a game off. Overall, in the first half, our offense executed pretty well for the most part, with probably the exception of when they got down inside the red zone. And unfortunately, we missed a field goal early on in the game. But we had some nice drives. We took advantage of some things that Davenport was doing. I thought, Garrett did a very nice job. We converted on some good third downs, and should have put more points on the board in the first half. In the second half, now Davenport came out and they really made some adjustments, and with the wind and the conditions and some of the things that were going on out there, they really came after us from a standpoint of blitzing and doing those types of things. And we've got to be able to create a little bit more, be able to create a little more space with our wide receivers, be able to create a seam or bust a seam in the run game against that type of pressure. But they really brought a lot of pressure in, and those are the areas that we have to improve. And I'm not going to sit here and say that that it had anything to do with our quarterback. We have to give space on our pass game. Receivers have to get open enough to create some space for him to throw to. And again, we have to still be able to run the ball effectively against some of the pressure that teams bring. Very athletic football team on both sides of the ball. They do a good job on the defensive side of the ball. They run to the football. They bring pressure. They play downhill hard. So a very good football team from that standpoint. On the offensive side of the ball, again, same types of things that they were doing before with Antonio Pipkin. They've got a new quarterback, but still very athletic. Delivers the ball well, good wide receiving core, and a good tailback, and so they're going to look at doing some things to run the ball against you with some zone read, so they're a little different than Davenport, even though they go 4 wides or 5 wides. There's some similarities there, but many of the things that they do differently are different than what Davenport did. So the challenge is, of course, being able to play screens, being able to play zone read, being able to play quarterback draws, as well as being solid and playing in the pass game. They actually throw the ball probably a little bit more than they run it, so they will run it if they feel like they can exploit some things and it's there. And they have a good running back that's run the ball for over 800 yards this year. So they will run the football and they will run it effectively, but they throw the ball probably a little bit more on first down than they do pass. Yeah, they blitz from different angles. That's absolutely right. They like to bring safeties. They like to bring edge pressure. So they're gonna attack from a number of different angles from a standpoint of their blitzes. I think always it's a key to get out, to a fast start on the road, and have your kids play well at the beginning of the football game, but at the same time, whether we start fast or not, we have to play for 60 minutes and play the whole football game. Last year we got out to a nice lead and we kind of let that one get away. We could have finished it off in the fourth quarter on a 4th and 4 play, and we let them escape, and eventually that ended up leading to them getting some stuff going on us. And so we have to play well and play fast. We want to do that. But whether it starts, whether we get them in, at the beginning of the game or late in the game, we just want to play a whole game. That's the key for us.